Hey guys, today I'm going to explain to you a little bit about my overall strategy in the stock market. And, it's not that different from most people's strategies. And, yeah, let's get right back into it. So, first off, obviously, I like to buy low and sell high. Now, what do I exactly mean by that? I mean that, like, on a day-to-day basis, or week-to-week basis, or month-to-month basis, I'll have stocks that I'm watching based off of certain criteria, such as different YouTubers suggesting them in the long term, penny stocks that I think could blow up one day and have like a big rocket ship price hike that I could take advantage of, and just basically stuff like that. That's what I put on my watch list, stuff that is like I have faith in long term to do pretty well. And then on that watch list, once a day or once a week or whatever, I'll go through each one individually and see how their price has been performing as compared to historically, what kind of news there is, whether the stock is overbought or oversold. And eventually I'll get an entry point, a place to buy. I'll look for a nice low point where I think it's a little bit oversold, I think it is. Or no. Yeah, that would be overbought. Wait, no, that'd be oversold. So wait for it to be a little bit oversold, down on the RSI in the blue, and buy it then, and then hold it for a little bit. I don't really do much day trading because I don't have enough money to do that. And that's my first strategy, is to buy a stock that I believe in, buy it relatively low, and then wait for the good news to hit, and then it'll shoot up, and then sell some, and then wait for it to go back down. Like, don't sell all of it, sell like 60% when it gets that big spike, and then when it drops back down, because there's so many people buying and selling, eventually it'll go back down, buy more, and then when it spikes again, sell a little bit, and then when it goes down, buy more, and then sell, and then buy, and then sell. You can do that on tons of different stocks. Basically just buy low, sell high. And I like to work with smaller cap stocks because I don't really have that much money in the market. I only got like $800 right now. But, I haven't really been losing that much this first month. The other pattern I like to look for is a basic fish hook pattern, where a good stock is going, it's going up, and then all of a sudden bad news hits, it's a big dip, but it's eventually going to go back up. Something like Disney or Tesla or Microsoft, if it gets bad news, it'll have a dip. You can buy there, and then when it goes back up, because it's a trustworthy company, sell it off. So you buy it here, wait a week or so, it goes back up, and then sell. Easy money. And those are the basic strategies I'm going to use to take tons of money out of the stock market. And another one I like to do is just a little bit of projecting, like in case like the quarterly earnings do better than people expect. Like just now recently I bought Groupon, and the quarterly report's coming out in 2 days. Now I might lose a little bit of money, but I might make a lot. And I see that as a bigger return potential, as a bigger risk potential. Because if it gets good news, it could go way up. But if it gets bad news, it's not going to go that much further down, And another thing I like to do is hold a few penny stocks in case I want to buy 10 shares of Groupon and I'm like 8 cents short. Rather than reducing my limit order down by a penny, which means that the limit might not go through the order, I'll just take one of my penny stocks that I've got like 200 and some shares in, because they're like 25 cents each. And if they ever get big one day, I'm rich. And I'll take one of those and sell it off to cover that little bit of change, so I can get that last share of Groupon without having to lower my price that much, to where I might not be able to get any of the shares. Like, it's better to be able to sell one of your penny stocks and get all 10 of your Groupon than have to lower your price on the market order in order to get all 10, and then you never end up fulfilling that market order and you never sell. So, that's just my 2 cents on that. Sometimes it's good to place a limit order. Like, if the price is at like 4.7, it's good to place a limit order sometimes like 4.65. But if it goes up to like 4.72, 4.73, and you're not watching it, your buy will never get fulfilled. And that's one thing I'm finding. So I'll take a little bit of those penny stocks to cover that little bit of fractional loss that I'll do, and then I'll go back and buy more of that penny stock later. So another thing I'll do is if I buy, like, say 10 Groupon and I've got like $2 left over and there's no other stocks that I'm really looking at buying, what I'll do is I'll just go buy like 8 shares in a company that I believe in. That's the company I'm looking at is Cancer Genetics, because a ton of the insiders have a ton of the shares. They just did a gigantic stock offering, and the insiders just bought it all up, like the board members and the management and stuff. And those cancer companies, if they get big, if I have like 300 shares and then one day they're worth like $10 per share, I'm sitting good. So that's why I like some of those penny stocks. Like, you might lose a bit of money, but like when you're buying like 50 shares and they're only 25 cents each, you're really not going to lose that much money. You're only going to lose like $12. So, and you got 50 shares in a company that could one day be worth a lot. So that's just my 2 cents. I like to do a little bit of penny stocks. I like to use up almost all my buying power and then have stocks that I know I can sell in order to get more buying power if I need to buy something. So yeah, I hope you guys all invest, because honestly, I don't think the stock market's going to be crashing significantly anytime soon. If it will, it'll go down maybe 10, 20, 30%, max 30, but probably more like 18%, 15% if there's a crash, even in like 2020. But it's not going to be like a huge, like 50% crash. Like, you might as well just start investing. It's better to invest because you don't spend that money as often. If I put $100 a month into the stock market and I try to make it more and more and more, I don't touch that money as far as going to restaurants and stuff. So it helps me to save. Keeps me out of debt too, because you're in the positive rather than the negative. There's 2 types of people in this world. There's people who are either in debt, or there's people who are in the positive. And you want to be in the positive, folks, as much as you can. I mean, unless you're like talking about house mortgage or something. But then you want to pay that off as soon as possible. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, y'all. Hope y'all get rich out there. Peace.